got to supercharge your faith. For you to remain in the unstoppable space and to gain all the territory that God has assigned for you to accomplish in this season. Y'all missed the prophetic word right there. For you to gain all of the territory that you are assigned to gain in this season, you're going to need an unshakable faith. Somebody say unshakable faith. And so I want you to reason with me for the next few moments from the subtopic, renewed. Now, to get the fullness of this story in your study time, somebody say my study time, I'm going to need you to read Acts 27 and 28. I need you to read both chapters so that you can understand the full context of what's going on. If you go back into chapter 27, you will understand that Paul is a prisoner, but he's a prisoner with liberties. Even though he has been in prison, he finds favor everywhere he goes. Somebody ought to be excited there. Because no matter what your situation, even when it feels like it's restrictive, because you are a child of God, favor is still with you. I don't know if I have anybody in the house that can admit that even when things have been challenging, I still find favor. That even when I'm dealing with something I would prefer not to deal with, favor is still flowing in my direction. And so Paul finds himself in a situation where they put him on a ship to transport him. Now, something in Paul, he already has the sense that something's not right here. And he begins to tell the people, I don't know if we should be taking this trip right now. See, if you go back historically, there were seasons where it was not safe to pass the seas in this region. But these sailors thought they could beat the odds. And so they began to move out, and they run into what I'd like to describe as a violent storm. We found ourselves in 2020 in some violent storms. But aren't you glad the storm does not negate your favor? Yeah. This storm was not an everyday storm. And as you read through the passage, you begin to recognize, my goodness, it was a violent storm. It was a storm that was so violent, the very ship they were in could not make it to where they were trying to go. They thought this would be their vehicle to get to the place they were called to get to. But the storm was so contrary. Not only did it blow the ship off of course, it began to break the ship into pieces. And this was a storm that was so violent that if you're not careful, a violent storm can shake your faith. Have you ever had a moment that shook your faith?
Put your hands together. Oh, yeah. Love God with faith. Oh, yeah. I was running in circles, jumping the hurdles, getting caught in that rush of doing so much. I was feeling kind of worn out.